All right, welcome back. So, previewing Sunday's games. We've only got 6, but the Ducks are back on the ice, and I want to talk about that a little bit at the end of this. I also want to wish a happy birthday to Corey from his wife Marla. His 34th birthday, I do believe, if I did my math properly. So happy birthday to him. His birthday is on the 18th, so there you go. Was an agreement I had discussed with his wife beforehand, so there you go. A little shout out for the birthday. Noon Eastern, so 9 a.m. Pacific. Games are going to get started quick. And it's the Washington Capitals and the Boston Bruins. So the Boston Bruins and the Capitals had better wake up quick, early, ready to go, because this is a big game. 29-12-4 is the record for the Caps. 24-12-6 is the record for the Bruins. It feels like the Bruins are picking it up. The Capitals are... They're sometimes really good, sometimes and again it's a matter of can the really good Capitals show up tomorrow. So they're 3-3 against Boston. Well, both teams have won 3 times. There's a little bit of an overtime thing in there, but both teams have won 3 times in the series. Ovechkin, 24 goals, 18 assists. He continues to be the story right now. Mantha, 14 goals, 11 assists. He scored goals in his first 3 games in Washington, so Boston better keep an eye on him. Sherry, 12 goals, 8 assists, 20 points. Very reliable third-line guy for Washington. On the Boston side, Marchand, 21 goals, 29 assists for 50 points. Very quiet 50 points he's put together, other than the fact he never is quiet on the ice. But it's different. It's a different kind of quiet. Taylor Hall, 4 goals, 17 assists. He's had 2 goals in 3 games in Boston. We'll see if that keeps up. And Lazar, who's been fantastic, 6 goals and 4 assists so far for him. And we'll see how tomorrow's game goes. At 3 o'clock Eastern, noon Pacific, we have the New York Rangers in against the New Jersey Devils. The Rangers have won 5 out of 7, and the Devils can't wait for this season to be over, it would seem. I want to say series against the Rangers, but it feels like the Devils want this season to be done. 22, 16, and 6 is not, exactly a fantastic record, but the Rangers are in the hunt for a playoff spot. They'll be cheering for the Capitals tomorrow. I know how weird that is. The Devils, 14, 23, and 6, and yeah, they've been out of this for a while. Panarin, 16 goals, 34 assists, 50 points. He's been fantastic recently. Buchnevich, 19 goals, 21 assists, and of course Fox, 5 goals, 35 assists. Didn't have a point today, but he's had a ton of points recently. And when your team's scoring 6, 7, 8, 9 goals, you're going to find that a lot of guys are scoring. That's just how math works. On the New Jersey side, Ty Smith, 2 goals, 19 assists. Understated rookie season for him. Looking forward to seeing what he does next year. And Subban, 5 goals, 13 assists. You know what? I'll just say it. Subban's had a decent season. He really has, comparatively speaking with last year especially. And McLeod, 7 goals and 3 assists. Not too shabby for McLeod recently. And we'll see whether or not he can build on that going into next year. Also at 3 o'clock Eastern, noon Pacific, we have the Pittsburgh Penguins, who are 28, 13, and 3, and against Buffalo, who are 11, 26, and 7. And of course, this game today was a little bit lopsided. We'll see if it is again tomorrow. Pittsburgh's won all 5 meetings with Buffalo. Jared McCann, who's really heated up. 12 goals, 10 assists, 22 points for him. Bluger, 4 goals, 13 assists. Everybody knows I love Bluger. He's good at causing turnovers. He can work on your 4th line or your 3rd line. He's a very useful player. Letang, 7 goals, 28 assists, 35 points. He's had a quiet, excellent season as well for Pittsburgh. Sam Reinhart, 15 goals, 13 assists. He's an RFA this summer. We'll see what happens with those negotiations. And Cousins, who took the opening faceoff of the game today. So he is being given an opportunity to show what he can do. He has 4 goals and 6 assists so far, and I think he's done well considering the circumstances he's been thrown into. Olofsson, 12 goals, 13 assists. Might have been overrated his first year. Now he might be underrated. So we'll see whether or not he has a really big year next year. And yeah, I would expect Pittsburgh to win this one, but we'll see. Now, at 4 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Pacific, we have the Vegas Golden Knights in against the Anaheim Ducks. You'll notice that tomorrow's games are all done early as well. I don't know what I did to deserve this actual time in the evening where it's not hockey and the reviews are all done, but I'm not going to question it. So Vegas, 30, 11, and 2 overall is their record. They've won 5 out of 6 against Anaheim. The last game did only count for 1. I checked. Anaheim, 14, 24, and 7. And I hope they watch the video from the last game. They feel that, I don't know, that sense of pride, and they want to go out and prove, hey, the last game, that's not who we really are, and let's see what they can do. Chandler Stevenson, 10 goals, 16 assists. He was denied on a Penalty shot, will he score in this game? Smith, 9 goals, 7 assists. Riley Smith's been prominent. He's just not getting enough points for Vegas this year. And Alex Tuch, 15 goals, 12 assists, 27 points. And yeah, he's been hotter recently. We'll see if he gets on the board. On the Anaheim side, Henrique, 11 goals, 7 assists. Might be their best, I'll say, trade chip in the offseason. I'll say that maybe he gets traded in the offseason. Derek Grant, 5 goals, 8 assists for him. It hasn't been a fantastic year for him, especially considering last year in Anaheim how well he played, but there's a lot of that to go around. Troy Terry, 7 goals, 9 assists. It's been better for him lately, but again, last game, yeah, I couldn't find anybody that said, hey, last game they played really well. So there's Terry, Grant, and Henrique. 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific. We will get the New York Islanders in against the Philadelphia Flyers. The Islanders have won 4 out of 7, so this is the last meeting between these two. And Philadelphia right now, nope, that's not their record. Just give me 1 second here. Yeah, there you go. Fixed it. 20-18-6. I put the dastardly Canucks record on there. Sorry about that. So there you go. I just got you guys a bunch of points. You're welcome. So yeah, for Philadelphia, hope is fading. And if it's going to stay alive at all, they kind of need the Rangers to lose. They kind of need the Bruins to lose. And they need to beat the Islanders, preferably in regulation. So on the Islanders side, Barzal, 13 goals, 25 assists for him, 38 points. The most dynamic forward that they have in New York on the Islanders, not including Rangers. Matt Martin, I had to make that distinction. Matt Martin, 6 goals, 5 assists for him, one of the better fourth liners in the NHL. Paul Mary, 9 goals, 9 assists. Probably frustrated with things right now in New York, but he's going to start picking up. The goals are going to come. He was denied how many times by Swayman? He's going to start scoring goals. Philadelphia, Couturier, 13 goals, 18 assists for him, 31 points. Been great since he came back. Giroux, 11 goals, 22 assists, 33 points for him. And we'll see what the future holds for him beyond this season. And for the Flyers, every other season they're good. So since they're down this year, that means they'll be good next year, right? Konechny, 9 goals, 19 assists, 28 points. The funny thing is, last year they were good, and I said, well, it means next year they'll be bad. And there were Flyer fans going, stop saying that. That's ridiculous. And now I'm going, they'll be good next year. So we'll see, right? And then at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific, the Vancouver Canucks. I did think Philadelphia would be able to maintain what they did last year, and it just didn't work. So yeah, Vancouver at home against Toronto. And this starts at 4 o'clock Pacific, 7 o'clock Eastern. So this is, their return is 2 days later than what it was originally scheduled to be. I don't know what to expect from the Canucks. I know that there's a lot of media that are angry because the Canucks are barring them from watching their practices. You know what? I get why they don't want them at the practices. I get why they're closed practices. And I don't think there's anything nefarious. I think it's just, if guys are out there and they're trying to get their fitness level back, the last thing that, say you're Quinn Hughes, the last thing you need is to be hearing people questioning your abilities after watching your first practice back if you've been struggling with illness, right? So I think they're just trying to avoid some of the more, and I understand that they may very well be breaking protocols here, and the NHL may come down on them for it. I think the Canucks, I think Francesco Aquilini's ready to pay whatever fines end up being levied on the team, which could be substantial, because it is in, I believe, the collective bargaining agreement that they're to be open to the media. But I understand why they're doing it. I do. And then I'm also keeping track of people who are saying they shouldn't come back at all. They shouldn't come back at all. So if they do play well, I'm going to see if any of those same people say, well, on the other hand, or if they just, I didn't say that. So I wish them the best. This is going to be a marathon for them. I wish them only the best and the best of health as well. And I'd really like to see them close the season out and just end up above 500. Just end up above 500, and that'll silence a lot of the critics. They don't have to make the playoffs. That's not the key thing. I know they want to. I know that's part of the reason they're coming back, because as far as they're concerned, until they're mathematically eliminated, they're in it. Professional athletes will say that too. Until we are mathematically eliminated from the playoffs, that's what we go out there and play for. So full respect to them. And they get the Toronto Maple Leafs. Toronto, who's going to be kind of ornery. They're 28-12-4. They had a rough week, and they're probably going to look to take it out on the Canucks. They've won 3 out of 5 against the Canucks. We'll see how it goes tomorrow. Hyman, 15 goals, 18 assists. He's been playing very well this season. Marner, 14 goals, 40 assists for 54 points. I can't say enough good things about Mitch Marner. It's just not possible. Austin Matthews, 32 goals, 21 assists, 53 points. He is likely to win the Rocket Richard Trophy. The funny thing is, there's an 8-goal difference between him and Ovechkin. And still, when Ovechkin had a couple of goals today, there was a comment of, well, he shouldn't be able to catch Matthews, right? But he's Ovechkin, so we'll see. On the Vancouver side, you've got Besser, 16 goals, 17 assists, 33 points. 99% sure he's in the lineup tomorrow. Horvat, 14 goals, 13 assists for him, 27 points. Again, the way he's been talking to the media, it sounds like he'll be available tomorrow. And Tyler Myers, 4 goals, 10 assists, who's had a pretty good season. That contract may not age well, but he's had a pretty good season. So all the best to them. We know that Demko won't be in the lineup tomorrow. So it'll be Holtby that'll be in net. And we'll see how things go. It's all about rallying and just saying, all right, we've got this really awful schedule. Let's do the most we can with it. And in Toronto's case, again, mercies for the week. And I don't see the Toronto Maple Leafs as being one of the week. And so we'll see how this game goes. Let me know your winners in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. And the sun's just gone down. Like, it's just past sunset now. This is so weird. All right. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.